like everything clicks, everything makes sense. You're on a win streak because, like, duh, it makes sense you're on a win streak, right? Like you feel like you are flowing in the flow of the universe right now, or maybe this is what it feels like to feel like, you know, like just really damn lucky, right? Like talk about, being blessed by the gods, and half of your party are blessed by the gods, but this is the first time you've ever actually felt blessed by the gods. That stuff is nuts, and you do end up sleeping throughout these next several days. You sleep and you eat, or you meditate, and you eat and you gain your rest and stuff during all of this. It's just like you're so like caught up in this like addictive flow, right? That it's hard to stop, right? You've pretty much developed a gambling addiction as a result of this, temporarily. But it's hard. It's easy to have an addiction to gambling when you're always winning, and you've been winning all the way up to this house, right? And you might win this one too, but by the time this one ends is when the effects of this will wear off. You own a piece of property in Hearthvine now, by the way. You're not exactly certain what it is, but you have the deed to it. Oh, yes, as well, you earned 150 platinum from the gold one. You actually got two 300 gold worth diamonds from the gem one. And it was
art
150. I'm getting to it. And then 300 gold diamonds. Typing into the chat for you. From the art one, you actually got one statuette of a Loxodon. It's gem encrusted and probably worth at least 100 platinum. But you might be able to get it more if you were to like sell it on like a market or something. It looks
let Bad sell it.
And you have the deed to one piece of property in Hearthvine. Or a property in Mont Commerce.
What?
Got something in the Commerce District.
Hell
yeah.
Huh.
It's awesome, isn't it, guys? Nothing bad ever comes from gambling.
I was too shy for being a 7. That was really bad.
God.
I almost rolled back. That would have been bad.
I was not prepared for you to roll a 7. Like, I would have lost it.
Babette and Arthur's like, please, 5 is too much. What are you talking about? Sale, stop. No.
Oh, man. God damn it, Zale and Arthur. Or not fucking Zale, Arthur and Babette.
Okay, so that's what I...
Thanks for this, Zale.
Yay! Hey guys, look, I won all this shit. Hey, look! I also have the statue that we might sell, Hey!
Yes, and you're absolutely not in any trouble for it at all.
I love like all of you guys just return from your vacation having had really fucked up side effects and things happen out of it, and just like none of you bring it up.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh, that was fun, guys. That was a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
How much? I've gotten in my head actually.
Oh man.
Oh. How many diamonds you have right now?
I have 600 gold worth.
Do you want another 600 gold?
There we go.
Yeah, you got us some revivifies.
Hell yeah.
I got it. Or the property I have now in Montgomery. That's
I want to bring this up, but where was your apartment located?
It was not in Montgomery.
Okay,
No, it
'cause
wasn't.
I'm fucking awkward. It's like,
God, that would have been funny.
Oh wow.
oh, look at this! This apartment is all mine. This is a great. You know,
It's a bit of a fixer-upper.
Babette just glaring at him from the shadows.
Out from the window, you just slowly start climbing down.
You just
It's
see
like
a bunch
it's a
of
vicious neighborhood. You don't live there.
Oh god.
Gosh.
Is there a name for the place? I forgot the
No,
name.
you just have the property deed and the address, right? So you know where it's at in Montcommerce, right? But it's under your name now, right?
What has, just out of curiosity, what has Wisteria been saying this entire time?
Hysteria this entire time has kind of actually been feeding into this a little bit, because but at the same time also guiding you from table to table when it seems like things are getting a little too hot. She's like, "All right, lucky streak, let's go. Come on, show off." She's been helping sell it that you're just like a high roller and you're really drunk right now, all right? And that this is just like an amazing lucky streak that never happens to you. And she's been helping to sell that this entire time. At the same time, she's kind of keeps glancing little looks your way, like, "What the hell?" And we will get into some of the conversations that happen during this. Few prompt things for some of these houses.
I honestly didn't think I was actually gonna make it this far. That's actually from too shy from the end. That's pretty far.
Yeah, no, that's really far, especially to do in just, a couple of days.
That means I'll totally never come back here again. They'll feel like, oh, this fucker.
Do not.
Oh, bad.
Those things. That
Just leave that to how things go with Babette and Arthur, and we'll see. We'll see. We'll see.
You just have your picture up at the front, and the security guard just glances at it and glances back at you, like,
Definitely get the title of High Roller in this place.
Yep. You are now Griffon's Perch High Roller. Bragging rights in some places.
Yeah. Bubba, you should know the places I can bring this up.
Port Valiant is a place like that. Remember, it had a pretty big gambling thing that it did. And high rollers from this one, are pretty big deals there too.
Amusing. I gotta check out what this property is once I'm out of here. I could totally make this actually into my artificer workshop. Hell yeah! Wow, damn, this just saves me money. Actually.
Okay. Let me find.
Yeah, I'm actually really rich now. I went from only having 17 gold to 250 plus 100. 100 more platinum.
Okay. Griffons Perch, man. City where dreams come true. This place, shrouded in mist and golden lights and magical accoutrement and drinks galore, has put you on quite a crazy last couple of days. The first day when it kind of kicked in, you felt this luck kind of boiling in, and as you thought about, a hand that you had played on there, she said, she suggested, maybe playing a couple of more rounds for gold. And as you went back into the hall with a couple of drinks in hand, you find that like the alcohol you drink throughout the next couple of days doesn't even seem to affect you. It's crazy. And so I need you to actually roll me just a percentile die.
Okay, so 1d100.
Mm-hmm.
80.
All right. You spend 80 gold in 80 platinum in food and alcohol and just
Jesus.
buying up a good time while you're here. So of that 150 platinum you made, minus 80 from it.
Alright. So pretty good.
Yeah. You're doing pretty well, and this is money that you're spending in each of the houses after this too. So you start off with like 150 platinum that you earned off of this gold house and stuff, and that ends up funding you partying for the next 3 days off of this. You always actually get upgraded to a better room as a result, and when because they end up assuming that the two of you are together, they upgrade a singular room. They just offer it to the two of you. She's like, "Hell yes, I will stay in this penthouse suite," and that place is pretty much a floor to itself. It's got like 3 bedrooms in it. It's a pretty lavish looking area with a balcony that overlooks the same waterfalls that you had been seeing the bar set up around before. And you've got stacks of these platinum coins just sitting on this silver tray with their champagne glasses, and it's getting into the evening of the first day of you playing there. And she goes, "Got ourselves a key to the House of Gems next. Thinking about trying our luck again tomorrow? If you can call that luck, whatever it is you've got in that brain of yours."
Definitely feel like I'm on top of the world right now. It's definitely amazing.
Well, we're floating pretty high, but it's no Baotayin.
Been there.
Never left Auville.
Do
Let me guess. You've been all around the world.
No. Just more around the Korea coast. And here. Just a hard fun though. a couple towns in between from the coast to here. But no, I want to go explore the world more. So like, there's a lot of answers out there.
I
Answers that
don't
maybe.
think you'll find any answers somewhere else that you couldn't find right where you are.
That was a very cute statement. Belle just kind of grins.
She props herself up and sits on top of the banister and swings her legs around so that she's sitting up facing off towards the waterfalls.
So kind of leans over on the banisters, arms kind of crossed, leaning over. Did you ever want to leave Alpha? Go somewhere else?
Why would I? I live in Avale. People leave other places to come here. After all, aren't you?
I don't know, really. Honestly, I'm trying to find a place where I belong. I don't really feel like I belong in the place I grew up. I don't really feel like I belong even here. Maybe there's some place out there for me. But I'm still looking.
Think you'll find it
Alright.
here?
Maybe.
No. Avale isn't your style.
You are pretty good at reading me. I mean, that's not much either. I'm kind of an open book. Especially whatever. The drinks are really good here. Really being more honest with myself.
That's what high dollar will buy you. Most of the people here are spending as much money as they can to just have a taste of that feeling. Most of them don't walk out having made money, though. That's something.
That is true. Though, as much as the luxuries and all this has been great, I think the company you keep is a lot more funny. Yeah, the spending and all that, the good drinks and good food, even the good times and dancing, and the emotions around the good living. I think it would have been less boring by myself. I think a lot of people, and question me if I'm wrong, um, I think a lot of people, when they spend this much trying to run away from something in their life, done a mistake, then maybe trying to buy their way of, I don't know, contemplation, forgiveness.
Most people's lives, to be honest, don't have anything interesting enough to run away from. If you were to ask me, most of the people here are spending money trying to find something to chase towards. Not that they're going to find it in a place like this.
Sure. And you don't mind me asking, what are you chasing? What's your goal? You say you're a magician. Are you planning to get famous?
She looks at you. Wow, you really don't know. I thought, honestly, this was like a cute trick or something, pretending you don't know who I am.
Kind of tilts its head, kind of lays on the balcony, shakes its head now. It's like, I really don't know who you are.
6 months ago, you'd share that company with most people in this country.
Mm.
But my band's kind of, I'll hit the Alvalian spotlight. For better and worse. You should come watch us sometime. We are going to be in Hearthvine for at least another month or two. And then we've got to do the whole country circuit. We did have plans on touring through the sovereign states after this, but with the news recently, that's probably not going to happen.
Yeah. I would feel bad if you got hurt going up there, even though you're feeling your passion. So, less worry. You're my friend. But definitely I'll come see your shows. So again, I am not a music type of person, so if you ask me how it sounds, probably sound great.
Well, I'll say this much. I'm happy to not be the entertainment tonight. There's a band playing down by the bar. You go check them out.
Yeah. May I get
Do
some
you-
front row seats?
Oh, I'm sure we're going to be escorted to the best seats they've got.
I'm not used to this. It's fun though.
It has its perks.
Mm.
And with that, she swings herself around the banister, finishes off her glass of champagne, and the two of you go down and listen to a little full set band that they've got down there. It's pretty energetic. They've got dancers and stuff around it too, and it's a full show, a full like Vegas production, and they you do very much get escorted to a small table close to the performers, and people keep you pretty steadily supplied with alcohol throughout the night. And I tell you, no charge for the rest of this evening for the high roller, and which seems really generous until the end of your little trip here, when you realize how much money you've spent outside of that one little bit of free drinks they give you, and you you have a pretty good night. At one point, she pulls you into the center to dance, and it's during this that you kind of see that she is not ballroom dancer. Looking at her grace, you doubt that it's beyond her capabilities. But she goes up and puts a recommendation in for the band, and they start playing this this pretty energetic song that just kind of has people really spinning around each other in the middle of the ballroom. It's got a lot of laughter associated with it. Several of the people shout out some of the words, which you recognize as actually being Albalian Elvish, and she tells you that this is her favorite song. It's called "For the Roses," and the part that everybody is shouting is saying, "The roses, the roses, oh, the petals fall down," and everybody kind of like spins away from each other whenever they say the petals fall down, and then they laugh, and they end up kind of like reuniting back in the center of the dance floor, and so it's a good night. And you barely remember, as you know, next thing you know, morning's coming around. You meditate. She sleeps rather soundly in the other room for until breakfast gets carted in for the two of you all, and an invitation reminding you that you have access to the House of Gems, kind of propped up on a card on your breakfast platter. You make your way out there, and she actually fronts a jewel that's on a necklace that she's got. It looks to be made out of silver, in kind of like the shape of what looks to be like perhaps wildflowers of some kind, out of silver, wrapped around a very light blue gem. She says that, if you lose this game and cost her this, she'll kill you. She says she has extra Molotov cocktails, but you're on a high roll at this point, and you know you're going to win, right? You just know it, and you do. And you come out with those 2 large diamonds that you've earned out of this.
Zell would have said beforehand, like, "You sure about this? I may feel confident, but you sure? That seems important to you."
I just want to see how far you're going to take this show off.
Alright.
And
You're my magic.
you end up playing through this room. The tables are actually roulette tables that are cast out of what looks to be very large rubies. You get the feeling that they're not probably like rubies, but they look like rubies. They're the size of tables, and they've been carved into the shapes of these roulette tables. And as like the coins and dice kind of flip around throughout the grooves, and the atmosphere in here, comparatively to like the dark, dim lit, dwarven kind of look of the other one, this one is got a lot more flair to it. There are a lot of fire breathers kind of moving in between the tables. There's a lot of like very circus act kind of shows going on inside of this one. And at one point inside of the House of Gems, you actually get brought to what they call the Sapphire Hall, and it's a restaurant, and this ends up costing you a big portion of that 80 platinum is while you're eating here.
Okay, Sapphire's worth it.
We'll freaking take your money, man.
And as you're sitting there eating, collecting over your 2 diamonds, that you've won here, and looking over your winnings for it, you're sitting there eating a a meal that is of some sort of it's some sort of pheasant, but the way it's been dressed up on this platter makes it look like a phoenix, and the back tails are actually lit on fire as it was brought out to your table. And in the light of it, you can kind of see it like sheening off and reflecting from the jewel in her hand that she's kind of like been holding in her hand ever since y'all got it back. Right? She hasn't put it back on yet, though. And as you sit there having this dinner, she goes, "Really glad I didn't have to catch you on fire again." Sits the jewel back inside of a pocket.
If you don't mind me asking, who gave you that?
My mother gave it to me. It's the only thing we have from our house before it burnt down.
Is she okay?
She's fine. No, nothing happened. It was a long time ago. It's a silly story.
I mean, we have time if you want to tell.
Well, you saw the house. I grew up there. At least until I was about 7. One day, I had a friend staying over for a slumber party. I woke up to the house burning down around us.
Mm.
That's really it. Lost the house, lost the town I grew up in, and we moved into the city after that, so it was better in some ways. Even though I'll live closer to that friend, we never saw each other after that.
Hmm.
Everybody loses friends, though. People get older, grow apart.
Yeah. How's your mom doing recently? She's doing good?
Oh yeah, she runs a business in Hearthbine selling tea. Tiefling? She rolls her eyes.
Yeah, true. Maybe I should pay her a visit. What do you think?
Are you asking to meet my mother on a second date? It's very forward.
That is.
I'm
Wait, there's a
fucking with
date?
you. You know.
You have cut out.
Yes, yes. You laughed yourself into being a robot.
So, kind of just like blushes and like, no, just want to meet your mom. Okay, I guess that's forward. Like,
You. I can't believe I actually thought that this was a very carefully put together guise.
guys, so what?
Don't worry about it, show off. You're alright.
Mm. Oh, I definitely think this dinner is really good. Wasn't expecting this being extravagant. Well, that far, it is definitely a. It's a good name for this place. Ukraine's very good. The atmosphere is nice. Hmm.
I hear that the House of assets is made entirely out of mirrors on the inside. We'll make it that far.
Mirrors, huh? Yeah, I totally think I can make it that far.
All right.
I mean,
Get up, show off.
I am the show off. And now high roller.
Keep it up, you'll have as many titles as an Avalian noble.
Wonder if that's a good thing.
You have to ask. And
Answer my own question. It's just the whole walks over.
you guys make your way to
So bad. So fuck.
now you're going to art next, right? And then after that will be the House of Assets.
Yeah.
So the next place that you go into is actually almost like walking into a museum. It's just giant murals claiming these walls. Many of them kind of actually look very similar, like ones that pop out to you when you're walking in. Immediately kind of stand out looking very similar to the paintings that you had seen in Frederick's place, actually. Depictions of like winged creatures fighting these horned creatures. The distinct feeling, though, when you were getting through those things, she did not linger on any of those paintings whatsoever. And like we would just walk right past them towards other things. And while you're kind of making your way through this exhibit towards the actual poker rooms, the competitions here are like poker games. Many different people sitting around a table in some private rooms, and each of these rooms have all kinds of statues and paintings and just a collection of very expensive art. And while you're in there doing that, I'm going to go take a quick spin over to Babette. As you wake up that morning, and you hear a on your door.
Babette just kind of like, oh, what now? And just kind of groggily goes and opens the door.
So I told him that I would get you, and yet he wouldn't. And you see standing next to Arthur is somebody in a very nice suit tuxedo kind of thing, very butlery looking human, little pencily goatee, and as you enter the door, and Arthur's kind of trying to make this quick explanation, the guy goes, "The two of you are requested."
Of course.
Follow me.
May I ask why?
They
As she
say
starts
it
following.
has something to do with the kid. But then he wouldn't tell me anything more. I went to go check Zale's room, and he's not staying there. Also, the tiefling isn't in her room either.
Bull in a china shop,
What?
I'm just saying.
As you're saying this, you're led like down a hallway to a small room right at the very end. Seems like a little bit of an office room. You get the feeling that it's just so that there's somebody on staff on each of the hallways. And looking in, it's just a bunch of folded blankets and sheets in this room. But in the middle table, where like a bunch of the laundry is being like sorted, right? You can see sitting across from the laundry is extreme peacock flair and outfit as your money launderer, your new connect, goes, "It would seem that a friend of yours has been earning, well, how should we say, aggressively." And he kind of jerks his head towards the other person who like gives a bow to each of you, and then like walks backwards out of the room and closes the door, and you hear it lock. And he goes,
Like that.
Like that, yeah.
"Yep." And you hear, you see as he waves a hand over the laundry, and an illusion showing Zale appears right there in the middle. He appears like there's nothing else around him, but the illusion itself looks to be like handing out cards or like looking at cards alternately. You know, it looks to be in the middle of some sort of card game, but you don't see any items or anything like that. And it would seem that your friend looks at you inquisitively. Yeah, something like that. Child. Bored. Shit. Yeah, he's ours. Why? What did he do?
Huh.
It would seem that he is on, well, a lucky streak. You see as Arthur looks at you with that, and then he goes, "Yeah, well, I mean, he's a smart kid.
Pretty smart.
Smart, but none too wise."
That's usually why he spends his time with Arthur here. And Babette just looks at him like, "This is your child. I just babysat him for a while."
Looks at you like, "Thanks for throwing me under the bus." And he goes, "Listen, he's useful in our line of work. We need him alive. The money he's earning can't really be that much, right?" And he goes, "But he's already made it to the third house." He's what? Oh.
Good gods.
You get like you look at him and there's like a respect kind of that just came off of Arthur.
Even Babette is kind of like, huh.
Like what?
Listen, let's just consider it a professional courtesy. I promise we're gonna bring in a lot more money than whatever he's earning today.
And you know, if you need a down payment, I might be able to help a little bit. And she kind of starts flicking one of the goblin coins through her fingers.
Pretty coin. Keep it. I will take it as a indicator of the quality of work that you do. Those are not easy to acquire.
And even harder to recognize the value of.
And that kid had a key part in retrieving those. Arthur throws in and it's between each of you and goes, let us say that we will forgive his aggressive earnings so far. But I hope that you can have a conversation with him at perhaps taking it slow.
Of course.
Absolutely. We're gonna go talk to him right now. He wasn't in his room. I'm guessing he got the high roller suite. And he's like, yes, he did. And we'll find him there. And then we shall continue our other business at another time. I'm glad that we were able to come to an understanding.
And such a polite understanding at that.
We must at least be civil, even if we work in such barbaric business. Does not mean that we must be barbarians. He snaps his fingers, and you hear as the door unlocks, and it's open from the other side. The butler kind of gives like a low bow, and I guess to our good fortune.
Good fortune indeed. And Babette gives like the most hoity-toity, noble, civilized, quote-unquote, bow as she leaves.
You do it quite well. Nods and, bleak satisfaction, and Arthur kind of just like follows up behind you. And once you guys are like a little bit down the hallway and stuff, you can like look back and you see as he steps out of the room and he kind of gives a nod to you and he walks the other direction down the hallway he's on. And you guys split off down your hallway, and Arthur goes, oh man, if I know that he was so good at gambling, we could have just done this with a completely different approach. But now the cat's out on that one. We should go talk to the kid.
Definitely. I was against it. I will throw this out there.
And you guys make your way up the stairs of the building, heading towards the high roller suite. And as you're approaching, you're not certain if the illusion he was showing was something that had already happened, or if it was a game he was currently playing somehow. But you're a little surprised to see the high roller suite's door ajar. Just the slightest little bit left open.
Babette kind of stops and points, to it and looks at Arthur like, what's this mean? Why is it open?
Either the kid is both really dumb and really smart, or there's probably somebody inside of there.
Last time I went to a place where the door was supposed to be locked and it was opened, the building blew up on me, so let's be careful.
In that case, experience before beauty. Any gestures for you to take the lead?
Very stealthily, at least I'm going to attempt to be. She's gonna kind of weapon out, attempt to sneak in, ready to, like, jump the fuck out of the way if anything comes to attack her.
Alright. Go ahead and give me a stealth check. Alright. As you creep in Arthur's right behind you. Silent footsteps matching your own. Each of you kind of step down at like the same kind of moment too. And as you push your way through the door, he kind of like slightly pushes open just a little bit more to allow y'all to go through. As you step into the room, it's a huge suite, right? It's got, you can see where it has a couple of rooms. It's a big open area that kind of drops down into a sitting area that expands out to this open veranda, right? And you can see that there is apparently quite a few from what you can tell, essentially a whole platter of food. You can see like grapes and wine and stuff that's been set out, probably brought in for whenever they come back. It's things that look like they can sit for a moment. But as you approach, you see that there's actually somebody hunched over a bottle of wine. They look like they've got some sort of needle in their hand. You can see kind of light gleam off of the needle, and they're injecting something into one of these bottles of wine. Arthur looks at you, holds up a finger, right?
Mm-hmm.
And slowly begins to approach this other person. You watch as he kind of like very quickly but quietly sneaks up right behind them. And just as they're getting ready to like finish putting the last little bit of like poison or something into this bottle through this syringe, Arthur comes up underneath their arm, and then he has them in a headlock, and you can see as the person struggles underneath it for a moment, and Arthur pulls him back, and the person kicks a foot away, and the wine bottle hits across the carpet, and it splatters. And just as it does, a door opens up from one of the bedrooms, right? And Babette, you see as somebody who hasn't noticed you yet walks in, sees Arthur there, and they go to pull out what looks to be a knife and are getting ready to throw it.
Am I
Range
able
attack roll
to
against me.
throw something at him, at that person who walked out of the room?
I think you're right next to him because you walked down. He came out the room. You're on like this kind of like the hallway. So now he's like pretty much like the video game thing where he's like right in front of you as you're crouched. You can stab him if you wish.
Is that the correct positioning, Chance?
That's what I imagine.
Or am I a little bit further away? Because that'll just change if I use my rapier or throw a serpent dart at him.
I think my thing broke on me.
Ah.
Okay, I think I'm back.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, there we go. Alright, so what are you doing?
I just wanted to know the exact positioning. Am I like a little bit away from this person who just walked out of this room, or am I like right next to them and they just haven't noticed me yet?
No, you're a little ways from them.
Okay.
They just stepped out from one of the bedrooms. You're like still kind of coming down the hallway from the entryway, and they're about like 30 feet to your left. It's a pretty big open veranda room, so it heads about 40 feet till it gets to the balcony.
Okay.
Currently at.
Oh, I can't. If I make this poisoned, then it won't work. So yeah, I'm just gonna kind of run up and smack him with my rapier.
Alright. Go ahead and give me an attack roll.
Advantage because he's unaware.
Yeah, he's unaware of you, so with advantage.
Ooh.
Oof.
Ooh.
Does
It's
that
not
hit?
showing up on my end.
13.
13. 13's the highest.
Yeah, that hits.
Uh-oh.
Guys, completely unprepared for it. As you see him coming to go up with this blade, your blade actually catches up underneath his armpit of his throwing arm, and the dagger falls right out of his grip as the blade pierces right up through his shoulder, and when you pull it out, he crumples down to the ground, while at the same time you see Arthur snap the neck of the guy that was just standing there, poisoning it. You see both their bodies hit the ground. Arthur looks over at the other person that just hit it and looks at you and goes, I'm guessing this isn't room service.
If it is, it's pretty shitty.
Yeah, I'm leaving a bad review. Come on, let's go find the kid.
Yeah. And Babette rushes off with Arthur. You know, I think she
You
puts
make
her
it,
weapon.
and you turn down that hallway, and as soon as you turn to go down the hallway, you see 6 people standing there between you and the door that have kind of just come running in at this moment. The door slams open. You see 6 of them kind of staggered down this hall. They're all holding like small daggers, and one of them's holding like a club. And Arthur looks at you and looks at them and goes, the group would suggest that we convince them to leave.
That sounds like a lot of time.
What do you think? Should we let... Yeah, I agree. And you see as he suddenly whips around this rifle, and that moment just shoots off, and you see as it literally blows the head of the guy holding the club clear off. And in that brief moment, I'm going to have you go ahead and make me 3 attack rolls.
I guess it doesn't really matter what.
Goes off, no, we're not going in. These guys are commoners. You get
Yeah.
hell. These guys are commoners.
Yeah. Oh my god.
All of
Yeah.
them hit.
They're all dead. We can
Yeah.
just sneak attack on all of them.
All right.
Jeez.
And
Oh, that's not gonna
And-
come out the carpet, guys. It's gonna take a bit.
Alright. As you make your way down this hallway, in literally like 6 seconds, you watch as you've, or in the matter of just a couple of seconds, you've managed to cut your way through this hallway. Arthur is alternatively using his rifle like a spear and like a gun. After that first blast goes off, you see that suddenly a blade pops out from underneath the bottom of it, and he takes that thing and skewers into one person and just goes running down the hallway with this thing. And as he's pushing the other person down the hallway to the end of it, 2 of them kind of dart around him and went to go try to hit him, and you slice through both of them, and they crumple down around him as he pushes that one person down to the end of the hall, and you cut another person who just comes rushing towards you after you cut the one down, and that takes your 3. And then as he finishes skewering that one person he pushed to the end, he takes his rifle and he just, at point blank range, blasts off somebody in the leg, and they fall down to the bottom, and you just see as they're now standing behind you, or laying behind you, are the bleeding bodies of 6 people. Looking at them, you can see that they all seem to have this red bandana on some portion of them, whether they're wearing it as a headband or around their arm. And
Babette pockets
they're all
the easiest
pretty-
one to remove at one point and just pockets it to look at later.
You removed it from one of them while you were using it to spin them around and then
Yeah.
skewer them through the back, right? And as that last person fell and you kind of whip out this thing and pocket it away, you look at Arthur, and then all of a sudden, you feel as a blade comes slinking through and stabs right into the soft meat of your shoulder, and you take 3 points of piercing damage. As
Ow,
you pull this dagger out of your shoulder, Arthur slams the door shut, and you hear the sound of several more thudding sounds, and he goes, "Yeah, so there were, I think, another 6, maybe more in that hallway. How do you feel about heights?"
Having jumped out of a third-story window very recently, I'm fine.
All right. New exit strategy. And you see as he nods to the banister, behind which you can hear the sound of the waterfalls and stuff below. And as you go through with this, you hear as something against the door. Arthur had locked at that point, and as you can hear like another slam against the door, the two of you both take off, and I need you to make an acrobatics check.
17, not bad.
All right.
Thank God it wasn't athletics.
And as you leap up off the banister, you streamline your body down to this tiny little needle, and next thing you know, you splash right into this water. The waterfall spilling into this, though, has caused the water to be so turbulent you can't see anything around you, and it starts to push you down and carry you underneath, and now I do need you to make an athletics check.
Cool. As an action, can I alter self to my water thing?
Yes, you may.
Sweet. Will that give me
Yes, you
advantage?
may. On
The
this,
athletics?
yes, it would.
Cool. I have a -1 strength.
All right.
Yeah, we rolled low.
All right. Arthur manages to swim down as you feel this stuff twisting around and pulling you underneath. But he's not able to cover the distance between you with his check fast enough. And you feel as the water sweeps you back down underneath, and once more you're getting a flashback to the last time you had to jump off a banister into water, as you get sucked into this undercurrent, and you are now flowing through these pipes. You can see behind you Arthur swimming as hard as he can, trying to catch up to you. And the grate that had kind of popped open from the force of it, that had slammed back shut behind you, he's like just manages to push it up and squeeze himself underneath it before it's slammed back down again by the weight of this water. And as you're carried through, you are being pulled through this channel for only maybe about a minute, right? But it feels really long before all of a sudden you exit out into a shallow basin that has all these grates underneath it, where the water is kind of draining out through. As you kind of splash up and you scramble up to your feet and pull yourself over the ledge of this basin, you can see that you're in some sort of boiler room. There's a big furnace across the room from you, lighting up causing the only light in this cavernous room as you pull yourself out of this pool of water. And Arthur kind of slops his rifle up over the edge and he goes, "I just wanted one vacation. Just one. That was it. A full week."
It seems like that's just not allowed for you guys.
Are they here for you? Or no, that doesn't make sense. Why are they after Zale?
Who knows at this point? I mean, Prince is their PR guy.
Alright, well, hopefully we've got a little while before anybody thinks to come down here. I'm guessing these tunnels probably open up throughout the rest of this facility. Maybe we can navigate through here, find the kid, and then get out of here before anything else goes crazy.
That's probably our best option right now. We'll see how things go. Knowing you guys, it's gonna go sideways. And they...
Go sideways, you say?
Oh, fuck off.
How do you imagine things are gonna go sideways? And you kind of see, as kind of walking out from around some of these furnaces, there are quite a few people down here. And looking around, you can see that there's actually boxes and tables that have been set up here with things on top of them, right? And it looks like now that you look, you can see that there was like some playing cards on one of those tables, and some like mules and stuff. They must have heard you guys coming down the pipes and took to hide. And as you kind of like are both sitting on the lip of this like 30-foot by 30-foot circular pool, a shallow basin of water, it's being spilled into by all these pipes. Arthur, both of you all soaking wet. You can see as at least a dozen of these people walk out from around this corner.
Do they have the bandana symbol thing on them?
You see the bandana on their stuff, wrapped around their arms and their headbands. One of them is carrying what looks to be a very big club, a very big one. It's about the same size as Arthur is, body-wise. And the guy carrying it is a Goliath.
Oh boy.
As you see...
As they all start...
Go ahead.
As they all kind of start, crowding around, Babette pulls and quickly double-checks to see, is there any blood on this headband that she has? And if there is it
looking
noticeable?
At it?
Yeah.
No, you pulled it off of him before you stabbed him.
Cool. She pulls it out and says, yeah, so I was trying to make it to this meeting here, and I really got lost. Is there any way that you'd be able to help me out with this?
Give me a deception check at disadvantage. Wow. Okay.
That's why I expertised into this shit, for exactly these kind of stupid ideas.
Wow.
You gotta be fucking kidding me.
Wow. Are you seriously just in the freaking video game? Oh, look, I put this geyser quick right in front of you. Look, I'm right in front of you. Did you really just do this? Oh my god.
I'm mostly doing it to get into a more advantageous position, learn some stuff, and then we can kill them.
Why weren't you wearing that when you came down? Why'd you come down the pipes?
As I said, I got lost. I'm really bad with directions. I wasn't sure who to show this to, but now I can see who.
Thankfully Vox isn't the type to turn away any recruit. Who sent you? Clive? Or was it Barnaby?
Barnaby sounds familiar. Again, as you can see, I entered through the pipes. I'm terrible at remembering things.
What about him?
He's
with her.
He's the one who keeps me focused, on track. And Babette kind of gives him a look like, anything you want to ask?
Yeah, I told her, the pipes might be quick, but they probably give a weird first impression. But Hey, as you said, we in Vox aren't about turning anybody away. You know, the fight is more important than that. Dear God, is Arthur gonna ruin it now? He's got deception though, so.
Have I heard of
Well,
the
then-
box?
You've heard the term Vox, but you haven't heard it
Used in this
as
way.
like a group name. No.
Mm.
Most people who use it are usually talking about like politics, so that does click to you that this is probably
Mhm.
something related to something. They're definitely Alvalian because that's an Alvalian thing.
Yeah.
It's an Alvalian thing. Their Declaration of Independence, essentially. And takes his rifle and puts it back in a little holster on his back, and goes, "So, when do we get down to business?"
I've heard it's going to be quite exciting.
You're late. More than exciting. If you'd really been wanting to be here for the excitement, you would have shown up ahead of time. But I get it. Everybody wants to be there for the boom and not for the work. And he walks over to the table, and a few of the people that have been kind of casting side glances, kind of like mumble to each other, and you see as they go back to their stuff, you can see that they all appear to be setting about counting bullets, loading guns. You see a lot of rifles piled across one of the tables, and there's somebody over there kind of going down a checklist as people walk up with stuff, right? On another table, you can look, and it appears to be that people are packing tubes. You don't know what. There's some sort of like alchemical setup going over there, and they're packing tubes with some sort of powder, funneling it into them. It takes you a moment as you kind of like are side-eyeing as you walk past to realize what's in the box next to that workstation. It is a crate about 5 foot by 5 feet that is filled with sticks of dynamite.
Shit. Is anybody around us now?
There are. The guy kind of like points over towards the table as he kind of got done talking to you and goes, that final preparations are almost done.
Babette gives Arthur a look like,
Most of the jobs have already been figured out, but we do need some people making sure that the getaway is secure. We don't have enough resources over there, and we're going to want to blow out of here hot.
of course.
Oh yeah, remind me, where's the getaway again? Really? Oh, God, the people they send us these days. Yeah, and he points, and you see the map of the entire like floating island with its 7 houses. You can see several locations that have been marked with X's, seemingly like around like corners and pillars. Glancing across it, there's at least a dozen or more of these in each of the houses of these red X's. Arthur like whistles and goes, "Whew, man, that we're really not taking a risk here, are we? Going all the way." He goes, "That's right. And finally, these rich folk will be wizened. There's going to be gold flying across the sovereign state for days after this. Yeah, I bet. So the getaway is this over here. It's an airship, right? Of course it's a bloody airship. How else do you think we're getting out of here? Yeah. Yeah, how else? He looks at you like super side-eye, right? Like,
Yeah. What are we?
So, yeah. Want us to guard the escape. How many people are already over there? Oh, Toby and his wife over there. They're the only ones handling it at the moment. I'm sure they'll be relieved to know they're not the only ones. And he's like, oh, Toby, yeah. How's his wife doing these days?
That kind of gives
Fucking
Arthur a
mad.
look. What?
And the guy goes, fucking mad as usual. As Arthur kind of like catches your look at that same time and just shrugs.
Yeah.
And he's
Yeah,
like,
it's kind of like,
"Alright,
are we gonna stop these guys, or are we just gonna let them keep doing their shit? Is the look that she's giving him.
He goes, so I'm each one of these things because I just want to make sure that I'm on board and I get things right. These are all places where we put the dynamite, right? So we should probably take this route if they get caught up for some reason. Yeah, we make sure to give ourselves a good egress. You know how these things work. You always need a parent. He goes, yep. Can't go anywhere without a parent.
Parents are essential.
All right. And as he was talking about the TNT, he actually picked up like a stick of TNT to like ask it, right? And the guy goes, yeah. And he made a thing of placing it down. And you see as he sleight of hand passes that thing around his back to you, and he kind of gives like a little head jerk towards the giant box of dynamite. He goes, oh. Alright, so I guess we should probably get ourselves going and make sure to go see Tommy and his wife, Toby and his wife. Yeah. You do that.
We'll tell Barnaby that
Get 'em
you
all
said
kind of
hi.
Stuff. Tell Barnaby to go fuck himself. And then,
I'll do that too.
And you guys kind of begin walking, and you see it's like you begin to like walk like past where the dynamite box is, right? And you could, you get the feeling that Arthur wants to blow the entire dynamite box up, right?
Yeah.
As you're walking past. I think you can be smooth about it.
Oh yeah,
right?
I was gonna try and do that.
Yeah. Alright, you can go ahead and give me a sleight of hand check. Holy shit, alright. So you kind of like drop that thing in there, and he kind of just like places his hand against the small of your back, like eagerly pushing you to move a little bit faster. As soon as you make your way down the hallway, you hear somebody goes, hey, does somebody smell? And there's this huge rocking explosion, and you feel as the whole walls shake, earthquake-like around you. And there's this falling of dust over your heads. And as you do, you see as actually several of the pillars collapse down around, and the whole hallway's floor crumbles out from underneath you. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh my god. I can't roll a saving throw to save my life.
Alright. I
have evasion.
So, you feel it's like hits underneath you, and you go sliding down this rock face, plummeting down into some dark dark lower level. As you hit down below, the light from up above kind of blocks out as you hear more stuff crumble down on top of it. You both, actually, because he failed his save too, both actually take... alright. That was a low roll. You
Thank
take 7 points of bludgeoning damage.
Theo, can you
Alright.
dodge that?
Is that halved, or have you halved it already? Because I
That
have
is
evasion.
halved already.
Okay.
Yes, he's a rogue as well. So I've as you kind of slide down, and you feel like your legs buckle underneath you, and you hit this dirt, more like rubble falls down across your back, and the whole room is dark until this small globule of light kind of flicks out as you hear a of a lighter, and then you see a lighter light and a globule of light come out of it and float up above it. All right, and he goes, "Haven't had to use this one in a while." Kisses the lighter and he tucks it back in his pocket. Oh, fuck. This goes deeper. Why does it always go deeper? And you look around, and it is just crates and crates. Right, one of them nearby got broken open from some of the falling debris, and you can see spilling out from it a bunch of small, like, statuettes. Some of them got broken in it because they were made out of ceramic, but you see amongst them a golden statuette of what looks to be like a monkey, right? Like a golden monkey statue. It's pretty valuable. And looking around, you are in a giant warehouse of crates that are taller than people. Many of these are about 6 to 10 feet tall crates. Huge loading crates. Like,
They all look like they probably house some kind of art, probably.
Yeah, it does look like it, probably. You get the feeling that this probably has some sort of access point into the House of Art.
Mm-hmm.
This might be where they load in things, which means it probably has access tunnels and a loading bay.
What the hell?
Man, my head is killing me.
Yeah, I get that.
Right.
Time to go fight some terrorists, I guess?
Yeah. I guess so.
Because I personally don't want to be on this thing when it
Fuck.
explodes.
This whole place is ready to blow. And I do not think that we have enough time to go around disarming bombs in every one of these buildings. That was a lot of red X's.
I wonder if it's easier to disarm the people.
Possibly. But after a explosion up there, I have a feeling that we're probably going to have a lot of resistance down in these tunnels coming up pretty soon.
True.
Are you ready for a fight?
Always am.
Don't seem to be squeamish about killing.
Welcome to Avale.
And with that, we are going to break from this and catch back up to what was going on up above. I need you to go ahead and roll me 5 attack rolls.
Me?
Yes. Go ahead and give me a stealth first, actually. Sorry, stealth first. Okay. Now go ahead and give me 5 attack rolls.
Not bad overall. A 12 though.
Okay. Yeah, so the two of you end up hearing, before getting through here long, it takes you a while trying to find your way through here. It's huge under here. You're thinking that this storage thing actually spans underneath this entire island. You could walk for miles under this. It is just miles and miles of crates and boxes with the occasional lifts that lift up into these other districts, or into these other buildings. But as you're trying to make your way towards one of those lifts, you hear it cranking down, and as you kind of dart into the shadows, you see as several dozen of these people start fanning out throughout this area in small squadrons, trying to search you guys out. You find yourself down here for the next several hours, because the amount of people that are down here, even though they're mooks, is too much for you to be able to face many waves like that. And even with the process of the 5 groups that you do end up coming across, one of them ends up treating you pretty badly because you weren't able to sneak up on them, unlike the others. And so for that, the two of you actually take 26 points of slashing damage.
Ooh, Babette is looking hurt.
Oh, man.
Could. Okay.
And when you get to that, Arthur, after that fight, Arthur recommends that you guys need to slow down. There's a lot more going on this island than you thought there was. And you end up getting into one of the crates and closing the crate up, actually, from the inside. And you guys take a long rest in there. At one point in time, Arthur sneaks out to try and get a lay of it. And it seems that down here is actually where the big portion of their plan currently is actually going. They seem to be setting something up underneath one of those lifts with the plan of lifting it up to the other lift. It looks like it's going into the House of Life.
Okay.
It looks like that, and Arthur comes back and says, "All right, TNT, small things. There is a really big bomb getting lifted up at some point into the House of Life. We have to find Zale and get out of here. But we need to rest." And you guys finish up the last little bit of y'all's long rest down there from this one. It also cost you, a few of your spell slots when you had been going through that. Or not spell slots. A few of your crossbow bolts and shit like that. So
I probably use
you've
my
gotten
once a day things too, like my compulsion and stuff like that.
Yeah, this is an exhaustive representation of you fighting through many mooks.
Yeah.
And as you were doing that, Zale was upstairs having the time of his life. Right? He did through. You managed to actually get through the House of Art, and came out of there with your fancy little trophy, proud about what you've gotten onto it. But you decide that you're gonna, take your earnings and the money you've gotten from the House of Gold, party a little bit more for the night, go see a couple of the shows that they've actually got there, because they put on productions and the different verandas outside of each of the houses. and y'all end up going on a tour of that throughout the night. And when you make it back up to your room, there is no sign of a struggle in there. No bodies, no nothing. Right? It's been very well cleaned. So nothing, no sign of anything strange on your end of things.
Yeah, Zell's walk probably chatting about the show this thought. That show was hilarious. I've honestly never seen any kind of theater, but I would definitely want to see that show again. That was really funny.
They have a much better production of it in Hearthvine, to be honest, but it wasn't bad.
I mean, you had to take me there one time. If it's better than that, it's better than that. That was funny. I've never actually done these kind of things before, but it's a lot of fun actually.
Well, I'm glad that you could experience experience Arvale the right way, even though you technically aren't in Arvale anymore.
We're not?
Technically, this is international waters. That's why they can get away with the gambling they do here.
Oh, is it not legal in Hearthvine?
It's legal, just heavily taxed.
Oh. Hmm. So it's more for if they're an international, they don't have to pay the taxes.
That's rich people for you. Always finding a way not to pay their dues.
And oh,
He pours a bottle of wine for the two of you. Cheers.
yes.
Your good luck. She drinks it. You drink.
I drink it, yeah. Of course I would drink it. He's in a happy mood, and Bill's like,
I need you to make a constitution. I'm kidding. No, it's not.
of course I drink it. But Zell kind of go like does like kind of thing with like a drink and kind of just like goes around like the corner of it. So hey Terry, is Terry a nickname for you, or do you have like a phone name?
Hysteria.
I'm Zell Wolfon. Actually, want to properly introduce, even though it's a little late.
Yeah, normally the names do go first, but who cares about convention?
Yeah. Well, Listeria, I am really enjoying your company. I think it wouldn't be half as fun if it was by myself. I can't believe my friends ditched me, though. I was hoping to spend time with
Are
them, too.
they like?
Hmm.
And she kind of like places her fingers together, you know? No?
Honestly,
An
they've been
item?
so... I don't think so, but they've been really weird these past, vacation we've been on. Like, they've been, like, in sync,
Well,
and,
you know
like,
what they say. What happens in the perch stays in the perch.
I mean, maybe? Uh, that would be weird.
Why would it be weird?
Because the other man is kind of like a brother to me. And I don't know. I just feel like they'll be just weird for her to come back and I don't know a lot about intimate kind of relations like that, so it's just kind of weird thinking about those things, especially with someone who's like you look at as like a older brother doing those kind of things. You know, or no, it's just me.
What kind of things?
He's like blushing.
She's just hiding a smirk. Oh, you really are completely inexperienced, aren't you?
I mean, what gave it away? So kind of like he's blushing and kind of like smiling, like nervous.
His ears are like bright red.
Yeah, and you can tell because his skin's plumb white and he has freaking white, no white hair. So yeah, you see the freaking redness.
You're
Yeah.
blushing.
hmm
Raises an eyebrow. I'll stop fucking with you. She punches you in the arm. And she kind of side glances to the side for a moment, and then takes her glass of champagne and walks out to the balcony. You see as much more. This time, like practically vaulting over it. She just like one hand swings herself over to the top of it, bounces herself on the edge, and leans really far forward to stare down below.
Gets up as he now kind of recollect himself and kind of walks over again with the champagne glass and kind of like leans on the balcony, kind of looking at her. What you looking at?
I was thinking about jumping.
Why? Is something wrong? Did I say something?
Look at you.
Or-
Relax. Never get the urge. You see a ledge to just leap. Looks back at you.
Zell thinks for a moment. Couple times. And I'm not in a good state of mind.
Why do you have to be in a bad state of mind to just leap and see what happens?
Every time I've leapt at something that was the unknown just to see what happens, it changed the lives of many people. And led them to far off places I think none of them were ready for. So I think I'm just now associate with that maybe as a bad thing. Done twice now.
By far off places, you mean leaving the Coterie coast to come visit Vale, Hearthvine, the greatest city in the world. And I don't really see the problem. Seems like you might have done them a favor.
Maybe.
Somebody's got to take the leap.
Well,
Turns around and she sees she's now walking along the other side of the banister, like very precariously, just tips of her toes really being the only things on the ledge now. And she kind of like has just one hand across the banister holding on to it. She kind of leans off to the side, and she's picks her wine glass and she pours it back, and she drops it behind her, and you see as it tumbles down into the water fountain below. And So what if I leapt now? What would you do? Touch me? Yeah.
I mean, it's an obvious will catch you.
Wrong answer. Can't catch somebody that willingly takes a leap, Sam. Most you can do is either join them, be there after the fall. She looks at you now, kind of placing both of her arms on the banister, and she's standing right in front of you across the other side of it. They'll make their own decisions.
Some kind of looks there.
Her eyes meet yours for a brief moment. She leans in, she kisses you, and before you even realize what has just happened, you feel yourself being pulled right over the edge. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Alright.
Ooh. What the?
Nope!
What the fuck?
The dice always tell the best story, guys. Just want to always frame this as you watch Zale. Zale, your eyes close, and when they open, it's feeling the wind catching against your hair as a sudden tumbling motion comes over you. And you look up wide-eyed to see as you're falling down, and you're only about halfway down before she leaps right off the ledge and dives down into the water after you. You both manage to pull yourselves up over the top of it, as people that are kind of like nearby, like around like the bar and stuff, like all look over like surprised and stuff, and then a bunch of people see you all come out of the water, and some of them like clap and applause and stuff, and she props herself up over on the edge. And some people come like running over for just a moment, right? And like you see them point at somebody, like to get their attention towards you, and you can see like what would be like guards and stuff. But the person who had been pointed out, who was being spoken to and pointed, who they were pointing you out to. There we go. Jesus, English. They look at you. They just wave their hand, right? And the person like looks a little confused, and then they walk away. And then a moment later, as you're kind of like both like drying out on the tub, and she's just laughing as you pull yourself up with this kind of look on your face. Just should have seen the look on your face. And some people bring over some glasses of wine. And
like he pouts for like a second, but then he breaks out into a huge smile and starts laughing with her, and just like
the fountain needs to make a con save. Okay.
at
So-
this point.
Hey.
See what you meant.
You guys take your glasses and you don't drink them down there. You end up like dripping wet, leaving like footprints of water behind you all the way back upstairs. You finish off your glasses, making your way about part way up. She takes the glasses from you, sits them on a counter, and that's where we'll leave that, as the next day ends up opening into rambunctiousness. When you get up to the rooms, however, kisses you one more time, then closes the door and says she'll see you in the morning. And then you guys have breakfast again in the morning. There's another card there inviting you to remind you that you have the ability to win some property and possibly more today. So you've been invited to the House of Assets, and therein you end up winning a deed, right? And while you guys were doing that, Arthur and Babette were waking up in a crate, right? Surrounded by dozens of terrorists that are prepping a bomb to be loaded up through a lift. And how long are you guys going to be up tonight? I mean, I could run another hour thing
fine,
or so.
Yeah,
But,
I'm fine.
right.
I'm
Yeah, I'm down.
I took tomorrow off anyways.
good. I need a break for a little bit though, just to
that's
kind
fair.
of unwind from all of that craziness.
Mhm.
Yes. Oh, lovely. Good. I hope you're enjoying the shenanigans, Sarah.
Oh man.
This is
Oh.
yeah, insane.
Right now in like 3 different areas right now. It's amazing to me in my head.
Eliza's just like waking up in like a bubble bath, just took a little nap, just
Yeah.
relaxing. Babette's just
Yeah,
like, in a
Zale's
crate,
just having
like,
the time of his
"Ugh."
life.
I'm experiencing so many things. It's
Hanu is
wonderful.
willingly going on a heist as opposed to just like being thrown into fighting terrorists. Like Arthur and I are doing a Die Hard right now.
I would
Yes,
honestly
you are.
get fun. I would have fun doing that. I got watery sphere. I'm willing to just throw them around in that.
That double
Just
that
Roombaing
one, though.
up the commoners.
She would actually. She has like she would make the ground icy for them, so you guys would have had an easier time too.
That double nat one. Holy fucking shit! I even had an advantage on that roll as well. I rolled a double nat one. I hurt my throat. Fucking me exclaiming and fucking excitement. But holy shit!
Oh,
I went down.
It was like that Nat 1 investigation check I got yesterday.
But yeah, 2
That
melee
one,
people doing
guys.
this. Oh boy, I'm so sorry, guys.
Yeah. Double nat one. Double.
I didn't even see the dice roll. I heard the reaction, and it was just like the dice always tell the best story, guys. Double nat one, even better. Oh dear God. There's no chance of that scene going any other way. By the way, this girl is bad news, Zale. Okay? I just want to point this out. This girl is bad news.
I mean, she
Ugh.
threw a Molotov cocktail at you. Of course she's bad news.
I know. It should have been. Yeah. You literally asked for this.
You know, I asked for more later on too, so you're totally fine. This is just prepping me for the future.
She had yeah. Until like the things you do directly hurt other people, she will enable all sorts of stuff, right? Because she enables individuality. She wants you to be your best self, right? To live your best life, right? That's the true Avalian way.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
It is gracious. Even though that was like a big doubt was though being like, you know, I took people fucking time traveling and teleporting and other places, leading them across this. I like started this adventure. I don't know if it's gonna be a good bad thing in this road or a very terrible thing I led them to. And shit, that was just like an icebreaker for step. So the way it was a good
Somebody
thing.
was trying to poison y'all's asses.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't know that. I'm
Yeah, you don't know.
why.
Yeah, I was like, I can't believe they abandoned me. And she's like,
I
are they
know.
like a
Somewhere in the distance, Babette scoffs.
Yeah, she doesn't know why. It's just, oh. Sorry,
think
that was
it's
a
like-
bad taste in my mouth.
It's like, I am never gonna fall for a spy again. Fool me once.
Oh man.
Be the best you can be, she says. No, probably not knowing, but maybe knowing that there's a bunch of TNT. This is the best we are, guys.
Oh man, guys.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
I
She,
can't-
That's
she,
an extremist.
she knows that they're getting ready to blow this place. She does know that. She does not. She was not part of this plan.
She just knows that it
She
is
actually-
a plan.
Yes, she knows that it is a plan. And they weren't trying to poison Dale. They were trying to poison her.
Shit.
imagining. Yeah. Kids plot. Yeah. That's what I was imagining what was going on. I was like, they're trying to kill her.
So Babette and Arthur inadvertently. Although no, they
Saved my
probably.
wife.
Her life. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
That's what happens when you kind of... There's a good type of ideology, but once it goes to the extremist... Oops.
Yeah, then it gets
Who could have
twisted and
thunk
corrupted and it
that
starts.
that would have happened?
Don't you
It's
like
like that scene in
don't-
Fight Club
By
where the
way,
narrator
don't you
all of a sudden
like-
realizes.
Mhm.
Alright,
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
am gonna stop the recording, and then I'll do part 3.
Hmm.
Okay.